What's up, stars? It's your girl Ivy Star coming to you with a ratchet astrology report, the first one for 2022. Nigga, we made it. So listen. So I skipped the last video. So it's been about a month since I've checked in with y'all. All the transformations, all the shifts, all the eclipses, all the equinoxes just have knocked shit totally out of alignment. Do you hear me? Okay? And this is not like a fake thing. This is a real thing. I'm not talking about just in my life. I mean, just completely. The equinoxes, the eclipses, transformation shifts, planetary pools, and all that nerdy shit has knocked us totally out of alignment in our real life, okay? So I didn't want to not do a video though, because y'all need to know what's going on. And then I didn't want to leave out those Capricorns. So if your birthday is between December 21st and January 19th, happy birthday to you on this video, okay? So just let's talk about Capricorns a little bit, and then we're going to get into some planetary placements, because we got a Capricorn stellium going on right now. So let me talk to you about that. But GOAT talk, okay? Driven, ambitious, focused, and hard working. The drive to finish and start strong. They are the cardinal earth sign, the leader of the earth signs, okay? Capricorn. They are stubborn, of course, because with all that leadership and all that power and all that will be incarnate, I'm number one. It's gonna be some stubbornness. So if you don't have any receipts and you're trying to prove your point to a Capricorn, then let it go, because two things that we know that a Capricorn is gonna do: talk shit and go to work, okay? So during this Capricorn season, we got a few different things happening. First of all, there is a purge happening. So if you feel like everybody is sick and everybody has lost their mind, they have, okay? It's a purge. We're getting upgraded. We're getting new downloads. We're shifting into a new consciousness as a collective, okay? As a whole. This is not just me. This is not just you. This is bigger than black and white. This is a collective shift. So a purge is happening. And what happens when you purge? You get rid of all this old stuff comes up, because we're just making room for the new. We don't know what new. Could be the new world order, could be a new government, could be a lot of new different things that we have to be prepared for as a whole people. But just if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And that's all I'm just gonna keep saying, whatever that means to you. So I got me a big old cup of tea, because the universe is talking all kind of shit. So this purge is happening. Because of all these different shifts and transformations and equinox and eclipses that we talked about, just pushing all of this, stuff that has been downloaded into us as a collective, as you yourself, okay? Outside of the collective, there's things that have been downloaded in you, things that you have been taught that you need to purge out and that you need to get rid of, that are not working for you. It didn't work in the past, and it's not working for you. A lot of those things we end up picking up because it becomes a spiritual comfort, okay? So it's just time to upgrade yourself spiritually, get more in tune with your spiritual practice, whatever that spiritual practice may be. And if you feel like you have hit a dead end, do not be afraid to study something else. You are a student of life. You're a student of life first, before you're ever a student of Islam, Christianity, Jehovah's Witness, church, whatever. You're a student of life. So if you have hit a wall where you're at right now, then you take a detour and you go around, okay? So this is why this purge is happening. It's time for you to get a new download. It's time for you to get new information. It's time for you to get to a new place. It is time for you to, keep on moving up towards your higher self, okay? So we got a Capricorn stellium going on right now. New moon is a Capricorn. Of course, we're going to talk about new moon, because it's a new year per se. Is 2022 is the new calendar year, okay? New calendar year. A lot of us go by the calendar year. Most people, if you study astrology, study holistic health and alternatives to regular religion, mostly believe that the new year begins in the spring with Aries, okay? And you know, spring, new year just makes sense to me. It makes sense. It just makes sense. Everything's growing. Everything is new. Why do you want to start your new year in the dead of winter? But that's just when the calendar year starts. So, you know, you can use this new moon to manifest off of that energy, okay? Because we are the more the energy generates in the atmosphere, in the environment, in the earth, the more that you can draw and pull from. So you know that all these people are running around with this mindset, new year, new me, I'm going to do this different, do that different. You can also pull from that energy that's being generated to manifest under this new moon in Capricorn. So we already have Pluto in Capricorn. We done went through that retrograde and all that stuff. So, you know, with that Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, I hope that you were able to heal your inner childhood trauma in 2021. I hope that you got a chance to face what was holding you back, that you might have, that things that might have happened in your childhood, not necessarily even trauma, and maybe you just weren't, you know, developed. You weren't developed, and that's another form of trauma, because then you become a traumatized adult because you realize that you were not fully developed as you should have been. Maybe you were too sheltered. A lot of times we talk about, just because of, you know, the environment that I live in, I know a lot of times I associate things with being too exposed, but then you have people who were just too sheltered, that you were just too sheltered and you were living with these rose-colored glasses on, thinking the world is this and the world is that, and you became an adult, and those who supported that ideology in you pass on, or, you know, give you on up to the streets, and you realize life is not what you thought it was. So it really doesn't matter what side of the spectrum you're on, okay? Because deal with it and heal it. Heal it. Heal it. Reach out, touch it, and heal it. You don't want to get in touch with it. You don't want to feel it anymore. You don't want to relive it. Nobody's asking you to relive it. You can't relive it. It already happened to you. But you have to get in touch with that pain in order to heal it, that scar, okay? We're not ignoring things. So Sun in Capricorn, moon, new moon, Venus retrograde. So when I was intentionally going to do the video for I believe that would have been a full moon, the one that I didn't do last week before last, I did make some notes about the Venus retrograde that I do want to share with you. So let's go to, so we talked about, so Venus retrograde in Capricorn, okay? Financial and business drive, because Venus is all about love and money, and you know Capricorn is all about getting to that bag, you know. So I have a Venus in Capricorn. So let's talk about, you know, people who have the placement in Venus in Capricorn. You love a certain type of way. You love by showing people the things that you are able to, like, oh, look what I can do. Oh, look how competent I am. Oh, look, I don't need help doing this. Oh, look how self-sustaining I am. Oh, look, you can have anything you want, okay? That's Venus in Capricorn. I'll work for you. I will work for you, okay? And Venus retrograde in Capricorn is asking us to call into question the things that you'll work for. What are you working for, okay? So financial and business drive, the way that you love, and the balance between work and rest. Capricorns need to lay down sometimes, okay? They just need to take a nap. They just need to take a nap, like overworked, tired, and to the point where they pass out, okay? So but, you know, Venus is not all about that. Venus is all about, you know, we need to take a nap. We're going to take a rest. We are going to maintain our bodies. We are going to be in tune with ourselves with Venus. So Venus in Capricorn, this retrograde is asking us to call into question how much we work and how much we rest, okay? Resisting that new year burnout. Slow walk this thing, okay? This new year, new me attitude, you want to hit it. You hit it really hard the first 2 weeks into 2022. You might carry on a little bit further, but by the time the actual new year comes, which we say is spring, starts with Aries, okay? Starts with Aries. Aries starts the new year. They start the zodiac calendar. you burnt out, and you just trying to build back up for the summertime. You have let a lot of the plans and manifestations that you wanted to do during this time, you have let them go. So resist the new year burnout. It's not a race, it's a marathon. God. So love, value, finances, all under review when it's a retrograde, because when you hear the word retrograde, you should just hear re. What do I need to redo? What do I need to review? What do I need to return to sender? Okay? Because that's what retrogrades are. Quarterly review. And we'll have 4 for 2022. You're going to have 4 tests. Retrograde is just a big old test to see what you've learned so far, okay? Quarterly review. And we're going to have 4 of them. First 3 are going to be in those air signs. We're going to have one. Matter of fact, we are in pre-shadow, by the way, because it's going to be in Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra again. But then we're going to also have one in Capricorn. And that's going to be the big test. It's going to be the big one. The big final exam for Mercury retrogrades, okay? So now that I've tapped you into this Venus retrograde, you also need to be mindful of those lost lovers coming back and floating back in, okay? You know what I'm saying? Because the reason why that happens is, it's not just because it's you. And, I'm not saying that you're not this great person that people are just going to come back chasing after you. We're all going through these retrograde cycles, so sometimes your exes, they just revisit their rosters or check in with people just to see what they're at, because they're looking for their lost love. You know what I'm saying? They just looking. They're just checking in. So don't take it too personal. Don't get too deeply involved. Don't make any, major decisions during this time, during this Venus retrograde time. When it comes, just review them, okay? And make the plan of what you're going to do when this retrograde ends, okay? I did not write down the day that it does, so go ahead and just Google it, okay? Venus retrograde, the day that is ending. But what I am going to tell you that Google is not going to tell you is that don't make any decisions just yet. Just write the plan down for what you want to do. What do you want from a partner? What do you want to do to make money? Okay? Love and money is just what fuels the human experience. Okay? Love is the top emotion, money the top resource. Okay? So this is the things that is driving and pushing everyone. And Venus is in control of that, and Capricorn can really help cultivate that with its earthiness and ability to look through the eyes of the resource, okay? So, Mercury is moving out of Capricorn. So, if you feel like you've just been getting straight to the point, that's why Mercury has been in Capricorn, but it's moving into Aquarius. So now you're ready to put an exclamation on that point, okay? Because if it's one thing about an Aquarius, they're going to get their point across, okay? And that's just the fixed air in them. So anyway, so Mercury is moving into Aquarius, and we are going into retrograde on January 14th. So we'll talk more about that on our next video, but just know that we are in pre-shadow. So get those pens and those papers and those planners and stuff out now. We talk about pre-shadow so you can prepare yourself for what's coming next. In 2 weeks, everybody, oh, my flight was delayed. I knew I should have went. I knew I should have did this. I knew I should have bought that. I knew I should have wrote this down. I knew I should have got this fixed. Here's your time. This is your time, okay? Because with the shifting of the collective and the shifting of the planets, the pull, it only gets stronger, okay? It only gets stronger. And the more knowledge you become in those things, the stronger you begin to see them and the stronger you begin to feel them, because you're tapped into them. So, all of you under the sound of my voice, don't get swept up in Mercury retrograde. So, new moon in Capricorn, 6th house, the house of wellness, health, charity, and just taking care of yourself, taking care of others, okay? This is about manifesting a work life that isn't tearing you down. Because how are you going to be able to enjoy your fruits of your labor if you can't walk? If you're too hurt and you're too tired, okay? Come up with a 5-year plan. So if you are in a position where you are working or a position that is tearing down your body, or tearing down your mental health, tearing down your emotional health, okay? We are going to manifest a 5-year plan. We're going to write a 5-year plan. We're going to set our small goals in between to manifest, but we want to ultimately make a 5-year plan for where you see yourself in 5 years. What do you want your bank account to look like? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want your relationships and things to look like? Do you need new friends? Do you need new business partners? Do you need to reevaluate the way that you're running your own household? Okay? All of these things you need to implement into a 5-year plan. Each aspect of your life, what you want to look like in 5 years. Do the work. The formula that I'm giving out is, 2 for education and 3 to build on that. Okay? Strong focus on stability here with this new moon in Capricorn. So do you feel that weight lifting off of you? You know what I'm saying? Do you feel that weight lifting off of you, that all these different shifts and all these different things have taken you through? This new moon in Capricorn, 6th house, is in harmony with Uranus, the planet of changes. Okay? So change is very much supported here. Change is very much supported here. Okay? And you just want to manifest a life where you are working less and gaining more. And there are ways to do that. And I'm not just saying breaking away from a physical job, because some people like physical jobs. But are you getting your top dollar for it? Are you able to get physical when you want to get physical? Where you can just make decisions and you can jump in. Like if you do construction, that's a very physical job. But are you learning the technology? Maybe you don't want to always lift bricks. You want to be able to tell other people to lift bricks or show them how to use the technology that they have. Because I just watched Habitat for Humanity build a concrete house with a machine in 12 hours. So we need to get progressive. Y'all see where we going with this? Y'all see where we going with all this cyber stuff, the metaverse, and all these machines and AI. Like, don't be blind to where we're going with this. That technology is taking over, okay? Don't be blind to that. So be your best you. Learn something. Pick up a trade. We're going to talk about that when I do your house readings for each zodiac sign. But it's the planet of change, so expect positive changes and keep an open mind, okay? Everything that you want is not going to come wrapped the way that you like or how you think it should look, because you're looking through your human perspective, but you want to look through a more celestial, a more godly, a more global perspective. See things on a bigger scale. See the bigger picture, okay? We want to see the bigger picture, and we want to pursue and not stifle our creativity. Get out of your comfort zone, okay? That energy is very much supported, okay? So I forgot to bring them down with me, but I am going to be using 3 different booklets, to kind of try to organize and get myself in order. And this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time. Pre-shadow Mercury retrograde, new moon in Capricorn, 6th house, okay? And Venus retrograde is a great time to start writing things down. So I'm going to be using my manifestation journal from Queenish, my budget journal from Queenish, and I have a booked and busy, it says booked and busy on the front, planner that I will be using to, organize my life and manifest a life of, I don't even want to say luxury. I'm caught between luxury and minimalism because, luxury things don't really mean a whole lot to me. They don't really mean, I like nice things, okay? I want just a few nice things. I've lived, when you lived in a place where you live with a lot of people, I have children, I'm just ready just to declutter, move into a bigger space with less things. So that's something that I want to do. So let's talk about what house your signs are in and who may be visiting you planet wise. So Leo is currently in the first house, the house of self, and Leo is right at home in that house because Leo's ruled by the sun. It's ruled by the sun. Okay. So, it's a lot of different highlights on image right now for Leo. It's about, how they want to portray themselves to the world in this time that's coming up, how they're going to fit in the lane that they're going to dominate, because Leo is a fixed sign as well, so they can get kind of set in their ways. But when they end up in this house, they kind of highlight the things that they want to change, and they don't have a problem letting go of the things that are not working for them. So Leo currently in the first house, really big focus on self and self-image. Okay. Virgo currently in the second house, the house of materials. Okay, so Virgo, also a earth sign. And Virgo doesn't have a problem making changes when changes need to be made, okay? They don't want to hear from you, but they will make those changes when they need to be made, when they really, they can be critical on themselves. Virgos can be very critical on themselves, but once they push past that criticism and they get ready to make the decision to move forward, they will. And, right now, the house that they're in during this time, while their fellow earth sign is ruling the sky right now, their materials and their resources are being called into question, where they're drawing them from. Where are you drawing your resources? Where are you drawing your material things from, Virgo? Just really calling into question what it is that you prioritize as far as money goes. Okay. Libra is in the third house, the house of communication, your peers, your siblings. Okay. So Libra, you are, time for you to have a conversation with someone close to you, on your peer level. Something like a brother, something like a sister, maybe your actual brother or your actual sister, just communicating on a level that your peers can understand. You just ready to connect, okay? Connect with your peer group, your brothers, your sisters, okay? Scorpio currently in the fourth house, the house of home, and also where our relationship with our mother is, okay? Your mother. So, you just call all those. When you think about home, you think about your mother, okay? Even if you don't have the greatest relationship, when you think about the home, you think about the woman that, raised you, nurtures you, the woman that was there for you, okay? So, when Scorpio is in this fourth house, you're really looking at your home life. If you are a mother, you may be calling into question, things that you want to do with your children, really pushing them forward. If you are not, you may be calling into question your relationship with your mother and how it might be affecting you right now. So, when you think of Scorpio being in this fourth house, you're just really getting in tune with home, okay? Sagittarius is in the fifth house, the house of romance and creativity, and Mars is right up in there with Sagittarius. Okay, so you're gonna take some action. Take some action when it comes to your romantic and your creativity. Are you tapped in? Are you stifling your creativity? Don't stifle your creativity. It's gonna affect your romantic life, and that goes for everyone. But right now, Sagittarius really focused on that. So just taking action when it comes to your creativity and your romantic life. Capricorn in the sixth house, with that stellium that we talked about, that Venus retrograde, Mercury slowly moving into Aquarius right now as we speak, the new moon, and also Pluto, okay? Health and charity. So all of those things, how we are going about those things, are really being called into question. So Capricorn, for you though, it is a total transformation and a total change and a total shift into a better place material wise, because Pluto calls your relationships into question, and this Venus retrograde is going to help you solidify those decisions that you made about who you wanted around you and who you need to let go of and whatnot, Capricorn. So you're just headed to the next level. You're going to the next level, and really just learning how to balance your work and your rest. Aquarius, in the 7th house of partnerships and relationships. Aquarius just, you also have Jupiter. So your friend base is expanding, Aquarius. The friend base, how you see love, your love, it's expanding. It's all expanding, okay? Pisces also got a little bit of that Jupiter moving on in the house of bonds, the 8th house, okay? Bonds, that means sexual bonds, things that you have attached yourself to, cycles of life and death, people that you might have lost, all of those things you are really focusing on right now, Pisces, okay? Things that you want to connect to, things that you are no longer connected to. And Jupiter is just expanding that. It's just expanding that, really highlighting that, showing you where you are, okay? So Aries is in the 9th house, the house of higher learning and travel. And it is being accompanied by Chiron, the planet of healing. So, you may find some healing by picking up a study or, traveling to a place that you've never been to, Aries. Because this is a real big year for you for growth in your career, okay? This is a real big year for your career growth. And in order to really transition into that before your time comes, the zodiac new year and all those things, it might just be time for you to take a trip or pick up a subject and learn about something new that is going to like really spark something in you, so you can really get to the bag this year. So Taurus is going to be in the 10th house, the house of success. And that's where we also find downloads about our Vaja, okay? You still have the Uranus retrograde going on in Taurus right now. So a lot of material things being called into question. A lot of different changes going on for Taurus right now. All just to cultivate a much more successful life, okay? Gemini is in the 11th house, okay? House of socials, that's what I call it, as your friends, your groups that you network with, your Facebook groups, and those are your tribe, okay? That's where you find a lot of that information in the 11th house. And Gemini, you are there, so you are calling into question some of your friendships, some of your peer groups that you have been a part of, maybe associations and things that you might have attached yourself to. You might be going through a change right now, okay, with how you're dealing with those things. It's expanding, okay? Your thinking is expanding, so your groups, your friends, they might change. It's not abnormal, okay? Cancer currently in the 12th house, the house of graves and letting things go. This is where we go bury things at. Those where your secrets are, your unconscious thoughts, subconscious thoughts, your unknown enemies, things that are against you that you might not even know is going on, things we can't see, basically things that just don't appear to be present on the outside like what you have with the other houses. You know what I'm saying? Your materials, your home, your partnerships, your bonds, those are all tangible things that you can see. But right here in this 12th house, this is the house of the unseen, okay? And that's where you are right now, Cancer. And, you're just letting things go. It's just time to go inward and let some things go. Let some things die and let some things just lie, okay? So that concludes this Ratchet Astrology Report. I will see you guys on the full moon. Make sure that you guys are circulating and sharing this video. Like I said, I'm going to be going through some social media changes. I'm going to be doing some purging myself. And, just make sure you guys are just sharing and rotating the video, because I'm going to be cutting off some things. And I just want to make sure that what I'm doing, that it just gets out there. It just gets out there, because I'm just trying to uplift and encourage all of us just to be better and just do it in an alternative way. That's it. That's all I want to do. So I hope that this video helped you understand what's going on with all this crazy energy, all these crazy shifts that are happening, and that you guys just go with the flow. Just go with the flow, okay? Go with the flow. So I expect great things out of 2022. And I expect great things out of you, and we're going to do great things together. So make sure that you have subscribed so you get that ding when the new episodes pop in. And I'm going to keep you guys updated about what we're going to do, where the black UFO will be landing at next. My baby is ready to play, so it's time to go.